Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode on Two Puerto Ricans and a Black Girl. Yo, I really can't sing that song without dancing. I always have to shimmy.
It's funny. It's funny you say that because you started "Welcome everyone" and then you did your little dance. I
Always,
thought about it in my head as you were doing it.
always. Today's episode, oh man, this is right on point. It is about balancing life, love, and everything in between. It is a perfect topic for the season that we are in right now. And I'm sure that you guys will be able to definitely understand what we're going through in our lives. So I
Right.
am the Dope Widow.
Hey guys, I am the Love Guru.
And I am Mimi, the lifestyler. So this is right up our alley now, right?
Oh yes, it is.
Everybody is going. Even when we were sitting here, we were like, "What we talking about? What's going on?"
Yes.
So I'm just
all
gonna put
over
it
the
out
place.
there. But we just help each other out. Maybe we'll bring some clarity to each other through this episode of how do you balance life, love, and everything else in between, because it's stuff that's in between. Those are like two major things: life and love, and your business, work and all that. But there's other stuff
Family,
that falls right
your
in between those
family,
things.
your children,
Right,
your family,
right,
friends.
right.
We also need that in between time, that me time,
Mhm.
where you connect with your friends and leave everything else behind. Because I think if we don't have that time for ourselves, I think we will be feeling depleted. It takes a toll. Just balancing work. I'm going through this season, being that, I started a new position for the summer and it's just taking a toll on me, and then having to deal with my son, and I'm dealing with an issue with school, so that is something that is bringing me a little bit of anxiety, and then the love aspect of it, where you need to make time for your significant other. I mean,
Mhm.
sometimes I feel like you gotta pencil that in. You gotta write a schedule.
You
Okay, at
do.
9:35, I'm gonna sit down and we're gonna watch a movie and we're gonna cuddle. So I feel like sometimes it needs to be a little scripted, but I don't want my life to be scripted. It's just difficult to try to find a balance between all of the things. I don't know. Do you guys feel the same?
I feel that
Absolutely.
every single day of my life. I often say 24 hours isn't enough. And then I'm also told that, I'm often told that if I have a moment to breathe, I'm squeezing something in that I have to do, as opposed to taking that time to allow me to relax. I definitely don't have a lot of downtime. And if I do, which is very rare, I sort of feel a little guilty. Like I'm sitting on the sofa, relaxing, watching TV. I'm like, damn, I could be doing this. But it is very hard to balance everything. And I think that if you don't find that perfect balance, your partner or your children start feeling a little bit neglected. It almost feels as if all the in betweens take precedence over your life, your loved ones, your children, your partner. When that's not the case, you're just on your grind so you can have a better life and leave something, for the family and be able to enjoy life. So it's definitely a challenge for me, but I think it just takes a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Um, I forgot the word, but I'll remember it
I
later.
think
But
I,
there's a lot of
I agree.
planning. Like we need to
I agree. I'm
organize and,
sorry.
and plan. I think we need to organize and plan a little bit better. I can say that I'm guilty of not um, being so organized. Um, I could say I deal with an organized chaos. Like I am organized, when it comes to my work life, that is totally organized. But as far as my businesses, they sometimes they take a back seat, and I just deal with the organized chaos, if that
I,
makes any kind of sense.
it does, because that's what I was going to say. I was going to go on to another kind of direction than you ladies, because I'm trying to be very honest with myself so that I can really accomplish the things that I need to accomplish and accomplish them successfully. And I must admit that I'm kind of lazy in certain aspects of my life, and that makes me just unorganized. Because although I'm saying I have all these things going on, I'm really not doing what I need to be doing, like putting in the full effort of what I need to be doing as far as business and all those kinds of things are concerned. Because, you know, we all got other little side things that we're doing outside of here. I just started a new career, you know, have a business with my sister, and I could be putting more time into those things, and I'm not. So I really feel like once you have honesty, then you can really say, okay, what is it that I need to do? Then you can do what you said, Jackie. I don't think there's anything wrong with being scripted. You have to start writing things down, because you will forget and you won't remember, and then you'll get complacent. You'll be like, when you see something like, oh, this is on my calendar, it's like, okay, I got to go take care of that. Because there's nothing wrong with sitting on your couch and enjoying yourself, but you really got to have, okay, you know, and be honest. Sometimes you can't do everything. Like, you can't tell people, oh, I can make it to that. Oh, I can do this, I can do that, and you know you can't. Some people, you're just spreading yourself too thin.
Exactly.
On Friday, this past week, I actually bought a ticket. One of my friends opened a brand new restaurant, and so she did a soft opening for friends and family. And I really, really wanted to go out and support. I'm really a supportive friend. You know, when my friends have specific things, I like to support them. And but you know what? My body said no.
Right.
My body said no. And sometimes you have to listen to your body, you know, because if you don't listen and remain healthy, how can you continue to do all of these things that we want to do? How can we continue to work? How can we continue to be present for our children? How can we be present for our families, for our friends, for our lovers? You know, we can't. So I took that time and I said, you know what? This is what my body's telling me. I'm going to lay down. And I didn't go. I felt guilty and I felt bad because I didn't go. But then the next day I felt better because my body got the rest that it needed. I was spreading myself thin, like you said, Mimi. I was doing too much, you know? So yeah, sometimes I think we do need to listen. So Gigi, I don't think you need to feel guilty about sitting on the sofa or sitting on the couch and watching a TV show, or even just spending time with your child, being lazy. You know, sometimes we need that downtime. It gives us time to what's the word that I'm looking for? I'm like Gigi right now.
Reflect.
No, it just gives us that time.
You need time to regroup.
Yeah, rejuvenate ourselves, you know, to get back that fire to say, okay, I rested. Now let me get back on my grind. But we need it. If not, we're not gonna be of good use to ourselves or to anyone else. So balancing, maybe we do, like I said, and Mimi agreed, we do need to write it down, you know, like
that's just like when we were talking about just to merge the two, like from our last episode when we were talking about long distance relationships. You have to do scheduling with that. You have to say, you know, this week we're going to see each other. Oh, next week, you know, we got busy weeks. We're not going to be able to see each other. So you got to make plans. There's nothing wrong with planning and keep structure, I think.
And that's something that one of our viewers has stated as well. It's about planning. That's how her long distance relationship works, because they actually are very intentional and plan. I think that something that my pastor had told me years ago, and that was, you legit have to put down in your planner from this time to this time, I'm dedicating to this. From this time to that time. And even though it's scripted, and yes, we like to be spontaneous, but unfortunately, when you do have a lot of things happening, you really do have to have a schedule, and you really have to stick to that schedule. And it's and not that you have to like pencil in your partner or your significant other, you know what I mean? But unfortunately, you may have to write that down. Listen, you don't have to tell them, but from 8 to 10, this is my boo time. I'm making sure I'm not dedicating any time to all my little projects. Because I'm always right. What are you doing? Oh, I'm on the computer. What are you doing? I'm on the computer. You know what I mean? That drives people crazy. Yeah. But, so you have to be very, I think, intentional, because you don't want to neglect anyone.
Yeah, and you know, you don't want them to think that they're a chore, but I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You know, like, if we know that we're going out on Friday, I'm putting it down. Okay, I'm going out on Friday with my boo, so that I can remember not to make it to go out with one of you girls, because I'll forget and be like, oh yeah, I want to go hang out with Jackie, and then they're calling like, I'm like, oh, I forgot that I was going. You know what I'm saying? So you have to write things down, and we want to be successful now in everything that we do. So we have to do these kind of things that's going to help us be, successful in business and love, and finding time for our family and friends, and then finding time for ourselves.
Exactly.
Even outside
that's important.
It's
like the most important, because again, if we don't find time for ourselves to regroup, to rest your mind, to fill your soul, how can you pour into someone else from an empty cup? Right. If your cup is empty, how are you pouring into your child? How are you pouring into your parents? How are you doing that? Because at the end of the day, we give of ourselves, we give of our time. So how can we give of ourselves if we have nothing to give? Because we're not taking care of ourselves. And as I'm getting older, my body is really speaking to me. It's really telling me that I'm tired. And that, to me, it makes me sad, and it makes me kind of upset with myself, because that means that I'm doing too much with my body. Like, I'm overexerting my body because I don't give it the rest that it needed. I didn't give it the rest that it needed. So now it's telling me, you need to, it stops me in my tracks.
Right.
And it makes me sad, because I'm not that old.
No.
I'm going to be 50 years old. And right now I feel limited in the things that I can do. But that's because, in my younger years, of course, I overexerted myself. And still to this day, I still do more than what I know that I should. And then my body pays for it later, You
can definitely change that trajectory, because just like, you ladies know, I had like I almost said major, like I was Fat Albert around here, but I lost,
What's that?
I lost 30 pounds, and that made me feel better. You could totally transform your body, transform your health. You gotta, and then that's something else that you got to make time for. You know what I'm saying? You got to, when you want to do something like that sometimes you got to push yourself where you don't want to push yourself. Even when you don't want to do it, you got to force yourself to do it. It's all about discipline.
Oh my God. Funny you should say that, because I was just that's the word I was actually looking for. And I was just speaking to a friend over the weekend, and I'm like, yo, I don't have the motivation to work out. I just want to snap my fingers and have my body snatched from head to toe, And then she said she realized that that it wasn't about finding the motivation. It's about being disciplined. You have to discipline yourself to say, I'm going to dedicate my time to do this. I'm going to dedicate my time to do that. It's all about discipline. It's not even about motivation.
Right. You don't feel like doing it.
Exactly. Right. You don't feel like doing it. I was like, oh, that's like being a mom sometime or having to go to work. You don't want to do it.
Exactly.
They're your babies. You have to, you know what I mean? And you have to work to be your livelihood. Even if you're not motivated, but you're just enough to know.
Pay your bills.
I have to do this. And so that's with life, period. You got to discipline yourself to know, this time I'm doing this time I'm doing that. And honestly, if we're honest, really honest with ourselves, are we really, really busy?
You heard me say in the beginning, I know I'm type lazy.
Yeah.
So with certain things, I'm like, okay, I'll put in effort with a lot of other things, but then some things I know, I could be more diligent in. In my businesses, I feel like, I'm not pushing them the way that I should be. And I need to get more motivated and more disciplined in those areas, like I did with that weight loss. When I saw
you were focused
weight coming off of me and I saw my body transforming, I was like, you know what I'm saying? I'm sticking with it. So when you see results, sometimes that's the motivation, that you need.
Yeah. I have, talking about the businesses, I have something that I want to, I came up with a new idea, and I'm going to launch it in August. But I joined an accountability group. Because I know my weakness is consistency with my business, not consistency with my love life, not consistency with my family or
Right.
my job, because I know those are things that, you know, I know I have to do. My business is something that I want to do, right? So I need accountability. So I joined, and for the last, I think we started in May, and I joined this group. We get up every day at 5 a.m. and we work on our businesses for 1 hour. And we are online for 1 hour. We're not talking. We're just holding each other accountable. So we talk in the morning and we say, okay, what is it that you want to work on this morning? Or what are you going to focus on for the week? And every day we say, okay, I'm doing this. And we stay on for 1 hour and we all work on our businesses. And we did it May and June. And then after June, we took like a couple of days off. And today, like literally probably before we got on, I was like, I texted them, I said, ladies, I miss you. I haven't done anything with my business since our last session. So we starting our account, and all the women said the same thing. Like, we need that accountability. Right. And sometimes because we may not be disciplined, we need someone to hold us accountable and say, Gigi, did you work on this, blah, blah, blah? Or right. Did you do this? You know, and when you know that someone's going to ask you, you want to come back and say, yes, I did this. Right. I accomplished this. So, right. You know, that's how I'm holding myself accountable and how I'm trying to be consistent, because I know that's a weakness of mine.
Yeah. I've had so many men. I mean, because, you know, men, some men wear t-shirts that are, you know, more geared towards women or whatever. That depends on the person. But I've had a lot of men come up to me saying, you know, when are you going to make t-shirts for men? Like, when are you going to make t-shirts for men? I'm like, oh, we gonna do it. Ask me what the t-shirts for men are. They, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta get.
It'll be here this week.
Right. I'm working on it. Like, the want is there. Like, people are asking for the product. So, you know,
it's just having the drive. It's just having the drive again, and the discipline to do it, to get back on track and do it. I know you will. I believe all of you ladies. Sure. And I know that you will. I know that you know, like we said, it's hard to balance all of these things, you know, but having the want to do it is the first step. The next step is just taking action and actually doing it.
And like this, I'm sorry.
Whether it be writing things down, and you know what, I'm going to take your advice on that. I think I'm going to start writing. I always used to have an agenda, and I moved away from that, and I just started journaling. So I moved away from it. So I think I'm going to actually, we're starting a new month. We just started a new month. So I think I'm going to just get me a new agenda and start writing things down. See how that goes.
This
planner,
this day I'm going to do that, and then you can check it off as you go along. And you really have to set realistic goals. Something I don't really set realistic goals. This is why people always tell me I'm kind of spreading myself thin. Because you mentioned earlier, Mimi, is that you try, and you yourself, that we try to kind of accommodate. Yeah, I could do this, or I could do that in 2 minutes. Or I'm going to get that. I'm the 2-minute queen, girl. I'm just everything. The girl can make a dress in 2 minutes. I can Florida and come.
Give me 5 minutes. I'll be right there.
Everything. And that's not a reality, but I always spread myself thin and say, yeah, I can do it when I really can't. And so I think it also starts, the perfect balance is starting to recognize the things that you realistically can achieve, and also being able to voice to others, listen, I can't do that, but I can't do it right now.
Right.
I'll get back to you, or call me, stay on top of me, having each other accountable, like you were saying, but setting these realistic goals and letting people know, listen, it's going to be done, but I can't do it today.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Honesty. You got to be honest with yourself and what you can do, because you will continuously spread yourself thin. Like, no, I'm so sorry. I would love to be there, but I can't make it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm so sorry. Like,
it's okay to say no.
Yeah, you can't. You have to be able to be comfortable in your no. Just like me and my daughter were talking the other day, and she wants to start going back to the gym and working out and all that stuff. She was like, you know, I want to try to do it. She's gonna kill me always telling her business. I want to try to do it before I go into work at 6 o'clock. I was like, now you know you are not getting up to go to the gym at 6 o'clock in the morning. So just say, let's be realistic with ourselves. You're not going to do that. You know what I mean? Like, I know that I'm not going to do that. So I have to be honest with the things that I'm saying that I'm going to do. And then that's where a whole lot of this starts at, is with honesty. Just like, okay, yeah, I can't.
And then maybe you'll be able to find that perfect balance.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
For you. What works for, right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because I'm being honest, you know?
Right.
And also listening. Sometimes we're not good listeners. We seem to think that we know it all because we think we can juggle everything, especially as women, as mothers as well. We seem to think that we can handle everything, and we can handle a lot. We really can't handle everything. And so sometimes we really need to listen to our partners when they say, listen, you're doing a lot.
Right.
This is, you know, because they obviously, people see differently than what we see.
For sure.
They're looking from the outside.
Exactly. If they see you kind of not looking your best, looking real tight, like, we need to learn to listen and take a moment, because you know what? If we're not healthy, if we're not resting, if we're not, our minds are not focused, our businesses are not going to flourish.
And they're going to be all over the place like we are. They're going to be, you know, they're going to be like not right. They're going to be not making it's going to be looking the way we are, all scattered and not complete.
Yeah, that's what things are looking like for me right now. So I need to learn to sit and know how to manage, because I'm not a social media person, but learn how to manage social medias and learn how to do things at a certain time and be very strategic with that, so that it's not a lot on me, and so that I'm not taking hours trying to figure something out, or, you know, trying to do a post because I want it a certain way. If you just kind of work on things a little bit, take a break, know that it's going to help your business. What's meant for you is meant for you.
Absolutely.
You don't have to do it all in one setting.
Absolutely. I agree.
You have to take a step at it every single day.
Yeah.
Every day you do, but it doesn't have to be hours.
No, and that's why I say, like, this accountability group is great for me, because before I start my day and my day is crazy, I have 1 hour where everyone is sleeping. It's still dark out. Have no business in the street yet.
Right.
And I could sit and focus for 1 hour quiet and dedicated to my business every day. So I've been doing that for the last 60 days. And I've gotten a lot done. So this is why I'm ready to launch my product in August in a new event.
Good.
So
I'm sorry.
So that time is beneficial to me and my business, as opposed to coming home and then saying, oh God, now I got to start working on my business when I'm exhausted, I'm depleted, and I have no energy. I have to cook dinner, listen to my child. You know, who has time?
Right.
So that morning time is like ideal.
I think when you break through, when you have breakthroughs, it starts motivating you. Like the breakthrough with me with the weight loss, the breakthrough with me, honestly, too, with doing this, because this podcast is totally out of my comfort zone. Mm-hmm. Well, it was, you know what I mean? Like coming on here, recording and doing all that kind of stuff. That wasn't something that I was like, oh, you know, I'm so excited about doing. That was just something that we talked about, and I was like, oh, okay, let's do that. But we also have to think that us saying no to people is not going to break them. No. They're going to be fine if we say no, that we can't make something. Mm-hmm. You know, we think that, oh, I don't want to hurt their feelings. They're going to feel bad. Like our people, if they really care about us or they love us, they want us to be well. Like if we're tired and we can't, like, I don't even want you to come to the event and you're just there all slumbering and, you know, like take care of yourself. So, yeah, but I think it's all about honesty and organization and writing stuff down. We got to get that planner. I know I have to get a planner.
I have a planner, honey. I live by my planner. It's been helping me. I've been living by my planner now since 6 months. Since January. I used to always be on that, and I was always on point with a lot of things. And then I stopped being on it.
That's it, right.
And it was like, yo, damn, I forgot to pay this. Oh, snap. I forgot I had to do this appointment. Oh, man, I forgot. I need that, because when you have a lot happening, you're going to forget. And it's not even an age thing. It's the fact that you're so busy. It almost feels like, damn, am I like losing my mind here? Because I forget everything. But that's because my mind is constantly spinning, thinking about this. Oh, how can I do this? Oh, no, I got this idea. But then you have all these ideas, but nothing comes through because complete disorganization in your mind. And so you can't bring to life all these beautiful ideas that you may have.
Yeah. And that's why I think we need to complete things. Like we need to complete, like if you have an idea about something, complete that fully. Then move on to the next thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to focus on one thing at a time, see it through from the beginning to the end. And once it's done, then you move on to the next idea. I mean, we all have amazing ideas and we want to see all of them flourish. But if we don't see them from beginning to end, we're never going to move on to the next. Everything is just going to be an idea and it's never going to come to fruition.
Right. So it's going to be a piece done here, a piece done there, and this and that. Yeah.
So we have to be disciplined and we have to be structured and we have to follow through. Again, consistency is my weakness.
You know what? You guys made me realize I need an assistant.
You got an assistant yourself.
I say it all the time. I need a secretary.
Oh my God.
I don't need a secretary. I just need to get my ass organized.
Organization if you start with a little planner, you guys will see such a major difference.
Yeah. I need something that Bings knows sometimes because I'm going to write something down in the planner, then I'm going to forget to look at the damn planner.
No, put it on your phone. And your phone a Bing.
Oh, that's funny.
No.
She said she's gonna forget to look at her damn planner.
Yeah, but I want to complete projects. Like that's my goal, is to complete a project. Okay, this is done. Now I can move on to the next thing. Like I don't want to have something I got this halfway done. Now I'm gonna start this too. Like no, get this all the way smoothed out.
That's the story of my life, girl.
I think
then I'll follow through.
Does anybody else have anything to insight or they want to give?
I just hope that the audience takes away, that structure is one of the biggest keys, being disciplined with yourself and maybe writing things down. Like we all agree that maybe that is a great idea. Gigi attested to the fact that she used a planner for 6 months. It kept her on track. It kept her focused and she knew what she needed to do. So I hope that everyone that's watching takes away a positive from this conversation.
And leave some comments and tell us what you do to stay organized. Maybe that can help us out too.
Absolutely.
Because I plan like my bills, appointments, certain things, but I'm realizing, I legit have to plan everything.
Wow.
Yeah, everything. Not so more my social part of it, but even the businesses, they're in your head, and because they're your business, you kind of think like you got it under control. But in reality those are things that just like bills, and you got to have things paid on time.
Right.
You have to set a goal.
That's what I keep saying.
And you have to write that down as well. If not, you're not going to see it through. You're not. You write down what you got to pay, you see it through. If you don't, you forget it. And it's like, oh, damn, I got a $35 charge because you forgot to write it down.
Right. Damn it. And you know how many times I've walked around with bills in my bag? And haven't paid them, and I'm like, why am I just constantly walking around with this bill in my bag? That's why certain things I just set up, I just do it automatic.
I don't pay anything. I don't pay anything on my own anymore. Everything comes automatically out because I just don't have the mindset to say, okay, today's the 15th, I gotta pay. Oh, today's the 13th. No, I don't have time for that. I have so much going on that I will get a late charge. Being honest, I will get a late charge.
Yeah,
going on. I need it to automatically come out.
Yeah, I have just about everything is automatic. Maybe one or two things aren't, but just about everything is. Because I used to remember when things were due. And I don't know if it's old age or because I have so much going on.
No, it's just because you're busy. That's what it is.
Yeah, not just you just keep putting, and for me, it's just to keep putting off things. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get to it. That's why with certain things, like my life insurance or stuff, health, like those things, I got coming just take that right out because you don't want to lapse on those kind of things like that. So
Yeah, because those are very important things.
yeah, like I really gotta, but definitely please put down what you guys do to stay organized because I would love to know.
And let us know. And thank you to the viewers for the comments that you leave us. And keep them coming. Don't forget,
they're appreciated.
At the number 2 PRBG on our Instagram, clearly on YouTube where you're seeing us right now, and Buzzsprout, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify, and yeah. Oh, I thought you were saying something. Oh, and Facebook. Sorry, and that is it. So make sure you are tuning in, liking, subscribing. And if you like any of our pictures, just follow us.
Right, and subscribe. You're looking at the video, just hit subscribe. It takes 2 seconds. Bing, subscribe.
Subscribe. Hello.
Right.
And that
so until the next time on what?
2 Puerto Ricans and a
Black Girl.
We're gonna have her write that on the planner. Like a bing. She's gonna be on time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, ladies. Bye, guys.
Funny.